This way!
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Retiro o que disse, não sou Hawthorne, aquela não é minha nave. Voltou? Tinha caído? Cara, tô falando, tá bem estável. Tá bem estável. Mas não deu drop de frames, pelo menos. Ai. Desculpa, gente. É que tá foda. Vocês têm que entender. Espera, não é o fim do mundo, provavelmente. Retiro o que disse? Tá. Como eu posso resolver isso?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Tem ideia do porquê minha nave foi apreendida?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Lógico, né?
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Yeti.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Parece que existe alguma atenção.
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Tá. Parece ser...
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony.
Ok.
All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top and manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations
Até
at their
agora, o problema
fingertips.
foi resolvido?
You
Inicialmente
push 'em too
sim,
hard,
Ed, mas eu
maybe
acho
they
que
decide
caiu a
we'd be better in
internet.
10 trillion little
Mas parece
pieces.
que
Or they cobble together
ok.
a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
só
The
caiu
board
uma
wouldn't
vez.
do that,
Até agora tá bom.
would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to
Valeu,
walk,
cara.
no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Ok. Obrigada pela sua
Sure
informação.
thing.
Perguntar.
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent
Muita
operators
coisa
around
pra
the
fazer.
promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Vou descobrir as coisas.
All right.
Vejo por aí.
Be seeing you.
É, eu tenho que conversar com o cara aqui. Caralho, tinha como você roubar, provavelmente, cartão? Tá.
Move along.
Ah, pra que tem isso aqui? Vocês estão subindo, né, gente? Desculpa. Caralho! Gente, eu tô burlando as coisas indo por aqui? Talvez. Me importa? Não importa. Gente, eu tô burlando o negócio, velho. Acho que eu tô burlando. Oh, God. Não sei se eu volto ou continuo a minha estratégia de... Não, eu vou voltar, vou voltar. Eu sou de boa, eu tenho charme. Eu confio. Ai, caralho, caí! Ai, 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 não! Ah.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Ah, não, eu posso...
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck.
Ok.
Anything else I can help you with, ma'am?
Que isso? Por que vocês estão aí desse lado, gente?
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
Ok.
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but two officers. Dreadful, ain't it? Such blatant disregard for order. It's a real problem in the youth these days. It's true enough that he ain't particularly deadly, but the interest on each fine being compounded as they are means he'll be paying with his life insurance. Only way to cover it. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Ok.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
O que é roubar? Isso é roubar.
And a smile.
Who told you that?
Fico
Graham?
me perguntando se dá pra roubar de boas. Bloqueado. Não consigo passar pra cá.
This is Halcyon News.
16 hours a day.
We interrupt your
Yeah,
regularly
that's not
scheduled
from Sublight.
advertisement
Need
for
to
the
pay the bill
following
somehow.
story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Bunch, a soft sour candy shell around a sweet purpleberry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it.
Deixa eu aumentar uns pontos aqui. Armas longas. Ué? Por que eu não... Ah, tá. Isso já. Diálogo. 2 pontos. Furtividade, 2 pontos. Hack. 2 pontos. Defesa. Talentos. Cara, eu vou usar... Vou aumentar minha capacidade de carga. Que isso? Meu Deus, pra onde eu tenho que ir? Tá, vamos lá. Diário. Beber vinho Safira. Tarefa. Caralho, tem muita coisa pra... Fale com Gladys. Converse com Uso. Tá. Armas do vazio. Quem vem lá? Encontre e mate o Capitão McReed. Solução vital. Fale com a doutora Wanda na enfermeira. Tá. Vamos fazer as mais simples. Eu quero... ver se eu consigo...
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of Jordan terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local foreign embassy.
Aí, como é que a gente faz?
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Acho que é essa daqui. Vamos lá.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Nenhum, senhora. Sim, senhora chefe.
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Ou só de passagem?
Statistics don't lie. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Está muito quente aqui. O que está acontecendo?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. My engineers have managed to keep the heat to livable levels, but all the fixes are temporary. This wound is bound to fester.
Ok.
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Hold on. There's something you should know before you go charging off. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
Nossa, sem ofensa nenhuma.
Nice and pragmatic. Thanks for understanding.
Vou pegar...
Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts.
Esse jogo tem diálogo, hein? Tem, cara. Tem bastante diálogo.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed
Aquela
to the next
coisa,
phase
eu
of the plans.
gosto. Eu particularmente gosto bastante de jogo, mas tem a medida certa, entendeu? Eu não gosto de ficar muito tempo em diálogo com o personagem. Mas não tem problema. Ah, deixa eu...
Speak your mind. Honestly, I could use the distraction.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said...
Agora que eu vi.
Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Que isso? Mas eu...
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
Beleza, conseguimos. Agora seria engraçado porque aqui todos os NPCs podem morrer. E a pessoa desse um tiro aqui na bichinha e Parvati ia ficar chateados. Dá vontade, mas parte de mim não. Parte de mim sim. Tá. Volte a Falível e pergunta pra... Tá, isso aqui já pode passar. Isso aqui... Eu acho que aqui não consigo, véi. Mapa. Aqui eu não consigo. Tá, diário. Esse aqui também não... Salvadora no céu. Tá, vamos pegar isso aqui pra pegar uma missão.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Não quero ir pra cá não. Como é que eu subo ali?
Sublight Salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for? I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also...
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable? Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
Okay.
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays?
Tá, nossa! Foi mal, gente.
These days, I
Peraí,
stick to
deixa eu-
HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Verdade, gente, verdade. Atualizar. Obrigada, Ander. Nossa, que imponente. Oi, senhora.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd
Lambda
recognize
Nerds,
that leaky
obrigada,
boat of his
Lucas.
anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
Sure.
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
Ok.
These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities.
Sim, senhora.
Good girl. Knew you'd understand. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets. Grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one. Ask. I have nothing to hide. Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
Could I have a word with you, Captain?
Captain, if I could trouble you for a moment of your time, while we're on the groundbreaker, I may have an idea for how we could find a translator.
Ok.
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
O quê?
You caught me. Listen, the OSI frowns on fraternization with philosophists. I'd like to keep my associations with our scholar friend quiet. That's a good question. Fortunately, we're in the perfect place to start. This is where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place
Aí,
to
ó,
pick up a ride
esse é
to
um baita de um
Hephaestus,
jogo,
Scylla,
ele
even
tem uma
Monarch.
pegada, às vezes, de RPG,
All I
ao
need
nível
is
de
access to a data
The
cartridge
Witcher,
from the
e
security
tá no
terminal.
Game Pass.
Their easily
De repente,
hackable
você
system
pode...
keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computational security systems.
Salamander.
Thank you, Captain.
Que tipo de Dragon Age é esse? Caralho, velho! Ai, saudades, Dragon Age! Gente, eu tô com saudades. Pera aí, deixa eu ver. Tá, vamos lá. Tem muita coisa pra fazer. Abriu muita coisa. Misericórdia. Deixa eu fazer isso aqui. Tem algumas coisas aqui. Eu preciso conversar primeiro com a Gladys pra pegar um documento.
Step lively, Miss Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot is untied.
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
BNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable.
Are you listening to me, Mfuru? You can't get me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Mfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Olhar matador. É a atriz.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Tá com a net meio afetada, mas é a mesma. É. Exige que você entre em uma área restrita. Se alguém te vir, vai atirar imediatamente.
What seems to be the problem? If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
Tá, chefe Junlei.
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on
Vou
Groundbreaker.
botar. Falou.
Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We
Obrigada por quem
nearly
tá aí no
signed a supply
Facebook
agreement
também.
with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs.
Ah, como é que eu consigo um disfarce,
Simply
hein,
not
gente?
tenable. Take care.
Eu teria que conseguir um disfarce de médico? Aí me fudeu, né?
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Que cara escroto.
Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
Eu não lembro onde achei.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
Igual o Hitman, tem que matar e pegar a roupa dele. É verdade. Não, que isso? Peraí.
You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon.
Ai, meu Deus.
Have a look.
Será que ele tem roupa? Tem um capacete! Ah, nem, gente! Aqui dentro eu vou usar um capacete! Não, gente, eu vou comprar, desculpa. Macacão de mecânica. Não tem. Vender, vamos vender lixo. Consertar tudo que. Tenho 1000. Vender. Tem algumas armas que eu não quero. Ai. Carai, como é que eu vou conseguir? Tá, vamos lá. Eu preciso. Armas do vazio. Baias inferiores. Caralho, tem coisa pra caralho que eu tenho que fazer. Tá, eu vou fazer essa das... Vou...
Rizzo's knock you out bar. Milk chocolate bar with caramel and
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew chief, I mean, the scholar, shipped in and out with.
Hey, stop that! What do you think you're doing?
Você nem viu.
All right. I'll look the other way this time.
Tchau! Peraí, o que eu tenho que fazer? Subornei. Tá, peraí. Fale com Jesse. Como eu uso isso? Manda. Tá. Tá, o que eu vou fazer primeiro é pegar... Ah, preciso ir ali. Preciso desse manto holográfico. Como é que eu uso ele? Agora me buguei, peraí. Noções básicas. Armadura. Atividade. Peraí, gente, vamos salvar, porque teoricamente não vai dar problema. Caralho. Volta, 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 volta. Pera. Pera. Ixi. 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 Mas que bundandinha. Como é que eu vou... Ele tá lá dentro, né? Como? Vixe. Tá. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui?
Got my sights on you. Hmm?
Got my sights on you.
Não, eu não devo estar fazendo do jeito certo. Vou fazer o do... coisa?
Rizzo's Special Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
Pera aí. Diário. Missões.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Conversa comigo. Tá passando mal. Puta que pariu, mas todos eles... Pera. Não, eu quero... Nham, 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 nham.
Got it. Inside voices.
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
To the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Should've known she'd send a bruiser after me. Damned if I don't rue the day I saved her scrawny little hide. Inadvertently, I befriended a bloodhound in the process. Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. You'd let a poor, ill woman get disappeared by the board?
Você não tá doente!
Awfully cold-blooded of you. Though I admire your backbone. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Ok, vamos embora, vamos embora, vamos embora. Tá, Jess está escondendo. Conselho. Tá, eu tenho que conversar com ele de qualquer forma, mas eu preciso primeiro conversar com a Gladys. Vamos conversar primeiro com a Gladys?
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
We interrupt
You'd
your
think the board and its agents would be more content, sitting at the top of the system's food chain as they are.
to defend your corporate town.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Ele tá parecendo o Dorian.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know.
Mentir, lógico.
Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings.
Sou doida?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the
ia
colony.
trair, véi.
Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman.
Ia trair o
It's
cara.
really in the colony's best interest that we stop
tem
him
alguma coisa-
before he does further harm. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now?
Estranho, estranho, estranho.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Pode.
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well...
Eu ainda não vou trair o
white whale, I
Phineas,
suppose.
porque, teoricamente...
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
Vamos lá.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate?
Cara, eu não sei.
I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Beleza. Eu quero primeiro... Diário. Eu quero primeiro conversar com o pior contato.
Wish I could say it was good to see you. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to...
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Sure. Eu não gosto de ficar devendo, né?
It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Welcome to the crew, Miss Ellie. We're real happy to have you.
Tá. Uma missão concluída. Deixa eu só ver aqui. Ah, porra. A armadura dela é melhor do que as que eu tenho aqui. Os capacetes. Vou dar uns capacetes pra ela, ok? Tá, vamos lá. Eu tenho pontos para gastar. Aleluia. Aqui. Cara, vou aumentar mais um de tech e 2 de diálogo. Talentos. Aceitar. Não, véi. Porra. Diálogo. Cap 3. Furtividade. 2 e 3. Não. 1. Inverter. 3 de tech. Aplicar. Agora, talentos. Reduz a penalidade quando você move. Eu amo isso aqui. Ah, não tenho? Pensei que eu tinha. Pensei que eu tinha um talento. Tá, vou falar com a Gladys.
Can we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
Okay.
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Move along.
Ó, cabelinho da hora.
You got business with the fence?
Carry on.
Vamos lá, Gladys.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are?
Isso, senhora.
Made without a single natural ingredient. Or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Sim. 10.000!
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
I don't know, ma'am. She seemed pretty neat to me.
Well, aren't you sweet? And just her type, too.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Forget I said anything. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Tá, vender. Eu não tenho lixo, então... Não quero vender. Tá, deixa pra lá.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
Tá.
Yes, dearie? Ain't that just a treat? So, you know Edna, over in engineering? On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And
Rota Rosa
abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Wonder what kind of haul they left behind.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that.
Tá.
Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates.
Beleza, temos
If
coisas
you should
pra
find a
fazer.
secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Tá.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Ok, obrigada pelo docinho. Oh, rato! Sai, rato! Vamos lá. O que eu tenho que fazer? Eu preciso... Nossa, tem caralhada de coisa pra fazer, gente. Ah, não, isso aqui eu só consigo fazer quando eu conseguir o acesso. Máquina de limpeza. Isso eu só consigo pra Rota Roça. Tem que... Isso aqui eu não vou conseguir por enquanto. Encontre o Capitão Airion. Tá, isso aqui eu também não consigo fazer isso agora. Tá. Nas baías inferiores. Tanto isso... Vindo de Terra 2. Terra 2 é onde eu tava? Tá. Armas vazias. Eu tenho que ir aqui nas baías inferiores também. Deixa eu ver aqui.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom? Anytime, sweetheart.
Não.
You know where to find me.
Deixa eu pensar.
Rizzo's motorcycle, a hard cider for a hard life.
Ah, eu não consigo ir pra lá. Tá, vamos lá. Então, quem vem lá? Deixa eu tentar fazer isso aqui.
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight. CNP pancake mix. Now requires no mixing. Seriously, no mixing.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
Tá, deixa eu ver. Caralho, 26. Eu acho que eu vou comprar. Deixa eu ver aqui, inventário. Armadura. Acho que essa aqui é melhor do que a minha. Fala, Barbatas. Beleza? Rapidinho, gente. Um minutinho. Vou fazer um clips. Firmeza, firmeza, barbatinhas.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
No sudden movements. This guy's crazy, even by my standards.
Eu tenho que matar ele, né? Pera aí, deixa eu ver aqui, diário.
Security threat eliminated.
Tem que matar ele, tá ligado, né, pô, caralho? Cadê ele? Graça.
I can take a hint.
Vamos lá. Ah, tá, peraí. Cada lei. sei se eu tenho que matar todo mundo.
Smells like burning meat and bad hygiene.
Tá, porra, tem muita gente aqui, gente. Agora que a gente aproximou, deu pra perceber que... Tem gente mais lá pra cima. Gente, né? É, não sei, cara, o que eu tenho que fazer, mas teoricamente eu tenho que matar eles.
Are those hibernation pods? And I thought my bunk was small.
Find a new friend.
Tenho com certeza que o negócio que a menina tinha pedido é... tá por aqui. Não sei onde. Vem aqui. Tem no diário, cadê?
that?
Nice one! Oh, that hurts!
I'm out! Reloading!
Shoot! I'm with Junlei.
Desculpa.
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. McRed tends to incinerate anyone who comes by.
McRed está morto.
That's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. You meet a guy, get used to his quirks, and then blank.
Parece uma elfa.
I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Tá, e as peças, senhora? Cadê as peças? Elas estão aqui em cima? Como que eu faço para subir? Teoricamente tá aqui em cima. Mas eu só vi o lado para subir por aqui. A não ser que tenha...
Here we go! That's the last of them. Liz gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these.
Beleza.